has opened dozens of overseas police service stations around the globe, including Nigeria, to observe its nationals living abroad. This is contained in a report titled 110 Overseas Chinese Transactional Policing Gone Wide, which covers China's efforts to fight fraud committed by its citizens living in other countries. The report notes that these police stations have been opened in 22 countries around the world. In Europe, the locations include London, Amsterdam, Prague, Budapest, Athens, Paris, Madrid, and Frankfurt. North America is also home to 4 of the stations, with 3 locations in Toronto and 1 in New York City. In all, there are 54 such stations in 30 different countries. In Nigeria, the Fuso-run overseas police service station is said to be located in Benin City, Edo State. Efforts to reach Olamuyiwa Adejobi, the spokesperson of the Nigerian police force, proved abortive as phone calls and messages sent have been unanswered. However, SP Chidi Nwabuzo, the police public relations officer in Edo State Police Command, said he was not aware of the developments. The report notes that China has opened these police stations in an attempt to combat the growing issue of fraud and telecommunication fraud by Chinese nationals living abroad, and its operations have resulted in 230,000 Chinese nationals being persuaded to return to China voluntarily in the last year to face criminal prosecution. The report also outlines the potential human rights abuses associated with these stations, including using harassment and intimidation methods, such as threatening the family members of the overseas citizens. Human rights groups have raised concerns over China's actions. Safeguard Defenders Campaign Director Laura Hath said on Monday that the number of secret police stations set up around the world by the Chinese government had been growing after 54 stations were initially uncovered in 30 countries. The investigation by Safeguard Defenders says that while the overseas police service centers may help Chinese diaspora and tourists with every problems, they are part of a complex global web of surveillance and control, allowing the Communist Party to reach far beyond China's borders. As these operations continue to develop and new mechanisms set up, it is evident that countries governed by the standards set by universal human rights and the rule of law urgently need to investigate these practices to identify the local actors at work, mitigate the risk, and effectively protect the growing number of those targeted, the report said. Yeah, all those who are denying that they don't know anything, I'm not aware, they will be aware, because this one will be joke. I don't know why they will allow such things to be happening even in the US. Well, if it's happening there, that's their own cup of tea. Hey, but you know that those ones, maybe they might be able to manage it, but once it is in Nigeria, you know that abuse is the next thing. It's not going to be easy. It's going to be tough because they might misuse it. You don't want state policing, but you can allow other countries to bring their police station into Nigeria. You see that these guys are jokers. If other countries will be able to control them, Nigeria will not be able to control them. That's it. Small, they have started taking over their company, Nigeria. Can they tolerate such in their country? What rubbish is that? Then our Nigeria police force should equally be allowed to open police stations in China to prosecute criminal Nigerians in China. Nigeria is already an annex to China. Where in the world do you see a foreign country came with their own police in a foreign land if it is not an Interpol? It shows that Nigeria is not a serious country. With weak institution, Chinese High Court will also be established so that Chinese citizens who committed fraudulent acts and arrested by Chinese police officer in Nigeria so it can be charged to China court in Nigeria as well. That is geographical territory invasion. I hope the Nigeria government will reciprocate that by opening their own police station in China. This can't happen in independent nation. Federal government should close the police station immediately and arrest and prosecute those involved, whether they are Chinese or Nigerians. However, it also shows that Nigerian government and the police have failed woefully on their responsibilities. Serious countries don't want their citizens to misbehave in foreign countries. The import of this development is that Chinese nationals henceforth are not subject to Nigerian laws, exactly as any offense committed by any of them will be taken care of by their police residents on Nigerian soil. Again, Nigerians should be worried of what is to come after the administration of President Muhammadu Buhari, because his administration has damaged the country in all ramifications. Okay, this was the same discussion I had today. The Chinese have a police outfit in Lagos that comes to the spare part market to arrest marketers with adulterated products. Really? It is very illegitimate. Whoever commits any offense in Nigeria should be arrested by the law enforcement agencies of the land and be punished as such. Finally, the real owner of the country is taking over. Kudos to federal government. They are doing well. 7 days notice. Okay. Continue. After all, they own most infrastructures in the country. Through our indebtedness to them. The police stations, are they Nigerian police stations or Chinese police stations? I don't even get it. How can China open up a police station in another sovereign state? It's not good to be a debtor because we have already borrowed beyond gag from them. They are now operating as boss. But the issue is that they are even happening in other countries. Just like I said, if it's happening in other countries, that does not mean that we should take it, because those ones might be able to manage it, but Nigeria government will not be able to manage it. Just like people are saying, we have owed them a lot. We have really owed them a lot, and we don't even have a mind to pay back, because Buhari is begging that they should forgive our debt. So what do you expect? Do you know a lot of bargaining, a lot of how will I put it, a lot of conditions that must have been given behind until when this government leaves? That's when we'll be hearing a lot of things. From station, they will open seaports, airports, train stations, and gradually take over Nigeria. China opens police station in Nigeria. Is it a way of telling Nigeria inefficient? How many police stations does Nigeria have in China? For where? With all the loans Buhari collects from China, what do you expect? Very soon, Chinese people will be the ones that will be collecting revenues in this country. Some people say, well, too much. Abi, you say they are talking like a beer parlor people, but at the end of the day, what they are saying is what's going to happen. These people are gradually taking over Nigeria, and we are not even seeing their evil plans now to stop it. I hope it wouldn't be too late when we start crying and fighting for what originally belonged to us. So guys, now so we see. Let's hear your opinion on this. Thank you.